What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so yesterday, in these incredibly spaced out NBA Finals games, we finally had game two of the 2025 NBA Finals featuring the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And despite all of the complaining that people are doing, all these casuals talking about the ratings and all that, well, look, of course the ratings are going to be down a little bit. Because a lot of y'all don't really appreciate good basketball. Y'all just want to watch who other people tell you who are stars. Give these players a chance. And part of it, I think the reason why the ratings are down is because the media did a disservice by totally writing off the Pacers, saying this was such a one-sided series. I think the odds makers had the most lopsided series since Warriors Cavaliers 2018. So that hurt too. But what they don't tell you is that the ratings peaked the last 2 minutes of the game. The ratings went, as far as viewership is concerned, I think it went from like 7 million to 11 million. Because people was probably telling other people word of mouth, hey man, turn to the game, man, Halliburton and the Pacers are going off, you know? But anyway, game two was important for both teams, obviously, but much more important for the Thunder. Because historically, a team that goes down 0-2 in the finals, things don't tend to go well for them. Especially if that team down 0-2 then goes on the road. So the Thunder came out thundering. I mean, absolutely thundering. Everything, hail, tornadoes, all of that shit, you know? And at one point they went on, I think it was a 19-2 run, which pushed what was a 6-point lead to a 23-point lead. They went up 52-29. And it looked like it was going to be one of them games where the Thunder win by 35 or 40 points. But as has been the case throughout this entire postseason, the Pacers fought back. They went on a 10-0 run. And just like that, they were down just 52-39. And it looked like, once again, the Pacers were going to get back into the game. But the Thunder said not this time. The Pacers then allowed the Thunder go on a little mini run themselves. I think at halftime they were down 18 or 19 or something like that. And for the rest of the game, even though the Pacers were not, even though the Thunder were not able to build a huge monumental lead, every time the Pacers tried to go on a run, the Thunder would respond either with a basket or with a stop for the Pacers. And I think it also hurt the Pacers that their two most dynamic players had mediocre to poor performances. Pascal Siakam had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, but he was only 3 of 11 from the floor. He did hit 8 of 9 from the line, but only 3 of 11 from the floor. And just from watching the Pacers, very rarely when Pascal Siakam has a poor game do they win. I've seen performances from the Pacers where they win despite Tyrese Halliburton having a bad game. But usually when Pascal Siakam is having a poor game, it really takes away from the effectiveness of the Pacers offense. And speaking of Halliburton, even though he had 17 points, to me, a lot of that was stat padding at the end because his scoring in the fourth quarter, I think 12 of those 17 came in the fourth. It didn't really have any effect on the game. And he, like I said, he had 17 points, 6 assists, but this 17-point performance, even though it sounds crazy, was less effective than the performance he had in game one, where I think he scored 14 points. But, you know, those 14 points were impactful. And not just that, his playmaking as well in that game was very impactful. For the Pacers, Aaron Nesmith had 14 points on 4 of 8 from downtown. Miles Turner had 16 points, but only 1 of 5 from three-point range. Excuse me. Andrew Nimhart had 11 points. And McConnell came off the bench for 11 points and 6 assists. I like McConnell. And Ben Mathurin had 14 points for the Pacers. As a team, the Pacers shot 45%, which is below what they normally shoot for a game this postseason. They were only 14 of 40 from downtown, 35%. 19 26 at the line. The Thunder had a +8 advantage of the boards. And the Pacers committed, I believe, 15 turnovers. So that's better than what they did in game one when they had 21 turnovers, I think, but they still won that game because the Thunder just completely collapsed offensively late down the stretch of that ball game. For the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 34 points, 11-21 from the floor, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 11-11 at the line, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. But this 34 points felt different than the 38 points he scored in game one because it seemed like it was cushioned with more. He got help. You know, he didn't really have a lot of help in game one. In particular, Chet Holmgren, who had an awful game one. Game two, you know, he played a lot better. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6-11 from the floor. Jaden Williams had 19 points, 5 of 14 from the floor, 8 of 9 at the line. Alex Caruso had 20 points, coming off the bench, 4 of 8 from three-point range. Caruso's been having he's been having an awesome postseason. And Aaron Wiggins had 18 points, 6-11 from the floor, 5 of 8 from three-point range. The Thunder shot 49% from the floor, 14 of 36 from downtown, about 39% from three-point range. And they were 29 of 33 from three-point range. Or should be 29 of 33 at the line. And the Thunder just did a better job, I think, this game of controlling the pace as well as keeping up the intensity this time. Keeping up the intensity, keeping their composure. I thought in game one, for the first time in a long time, I saw the Thunder lose their composure down the stretch. They looked panicked. And I had not seen that from this team really since I've been taking note of them earlier this year. So the Thunder even up the series. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Coming into this series, I had a Thunder at 7. After game one, I wasn't certain anymore. I'm still not certain who's going to win this series. My head tells me the Thunder should win this series, right? But having watched the Pacers this postseason, it's just something in me that doesn't want to count them out. You know what I mean? I don't want to count them out totally. Like, I can see the Pacers winning both games at home and conceivably winning game 5. I can see them doing that. At the same time, I can see the Thunder splitting in Indiana and winning game 5. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know what I think game 3 will be more critical as far as, this is one of those series I really don't know how it's going to go. I know some people say it's Thunder and they think the Thunder are going to win this series. I'm honestly on the fence here. I'm honestly on the fence. I really don't know. If the Pacers had been down 0-2, I've been inclined to think the Pacers were going to lose in 6 or 7, but I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be a very close series, and I think the Pacers, even if they lose this series, they deserve a lot more credit. Tyrese Halliburton deserves a lot more credit. You know, it's funny, about a year ago right now, I think it was August, September, so a little bit less than a year ago, but about 9-10 months earlier, I remember a lot of people was clowning Tyrese Halliburton because he wasn't getting any minutes on Team USA. And I remember when Tyrese Halliburton was starting up this season playing like crap, everybody was talking about, well, Steve Kerr, he knew from the get-go this guy was a bum, blah, blah, blah. And now some of these same people are all of a sudden praising Tyrese Halliburton. And then, you got these Johnny-come-latelys who now all of a sudden comparing Shai to Kobe. I hate the mainstream media. I'm telling you, I hate these motherfuckers with every facet of my being. We're the main ones, me, Ticket, we're the main ones that have been pumping up Shai this entire season. They wouldn't even talk about the Thunder on ESPN or Fox Sports. Now all of a sudden they're comparing him to Jordan and Kobe. There's some dick riding. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.